Coming up from the south, if you're coming in from Atlanta or even from the west, you'll find some busy traffic around the I-75, I-40 merge just west of Knoxville. And if you're heading through the city of Knoxville, look for some construction, especially in the evening. And that happens 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. And you'll find that anywhere along 70 in town, anywhere from 275 on east. And that's going to cause some slowdowns. And way to avoid that is just take 640 all the way around town. Coming in from the north, it's really the same situation. You want to take 640 and get right to the Smoky Mountains because, after all, you do want to get here quickly. And we do have a trail closure, the Trillium Gap Trail. That's going to be closed Monday through Thursday, every day through November, and also that affects Grotto Falls as well. I'm Brad Lovett with traffic on Morning in the Mountains.
Hi, it's Savannah and Kira, and we're on location here at the Island in Pigeon Forge. And there's a lot of great things going on right now.
Yeah, right now we're here at the convention center right across from the island. So there's a lot of different things that you can do here at the island. So they share a parking lot with the convention center, and right now there is actually a, I think, policeman convention going on to appreciate the policemen out there. So it's pretty cool. We've got a lot of cops around us. They got some music playing. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do.
Yeah, and we have to support our men and women in blue because they work so hard to protect us and to keep bad things from happening from us. So it's so great that we're able to do things like this and honor them like that.
Yep.
And one of the great things we can offer you on Mountain Fun Life is discounts on tickets to some of the fantastic attractions that are all throughout the Smoky Mountains and East Tennessee. Well, all you have to do is give a call to Mountain Fun Life's Best Deals at 865-978-1152, 865-978-1152, and save money when you and your family are visiting the Smokies.
Parrot Mountain. This attraction has it all, whether you're 2 years old or 90 years young, with hundreds of beautiful tropical birds and thousands of flowers, plants, and trees. Folks who visited our park have said, "I've never seen this many birds in one place. This must be what the Garden of Eden was like. The most beautiful and peaceful place I have ever been. These gardens rival the best. The best value in the Smokies. You'll want to visit Parrot Mountain and Gardens. Call or visit us online. We'll see you there."
It is Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Hi, Frank Murphy here with Robert Ownby, Jim Johnson, and Brad Lovett. Let's find out about the latest goings-on in the Smokies with Brad.
Well, here's some things you need to know about the Smoky Mountains today, especially Gatlinburg. Now, TripAdvisor released an article, and they're telling us that Gatlinburg is one of 15 selected long weekend getaways. The article is called 15 Idyllic Long Weekend Getaways Perfect for a Summer Trip. And TripAdvisor names destinations throughout the United States, and Gatlinburg was number 12. And we're gonna shoot for that number 1. Number 12. Now, very nice scenery is one thing. Of course, everything from Anakista to the Space Needle, and just so much to love about Gatlinburg. And I keep thinking we're very familiar with Gatlinburg because we live around here, but there are folks, believe it or not, who haven't been here. And what are the things we should
driven through on their way to the park? Maybe,
right, true. And what are some great reasons to be in Gatlinburg and to explore? So much new has happened in the last several years. We've got Anakista now. We've got Blake Shelton's new venue.
Yes.
And
I know some friends who come for the moonshine tasting and stay for everything else.
Yes.
Because at that point they really shouldn't be driving, because they've tasted their moonshine, and then they go catch one of the shows or one of the attractions. Miniature golf is fun. Of course, in Gatlinburg, I love Sweet Fanny Adams. Got a lot of friends at that theater.
Don't forget Candy Kitchen.
Yes.
Candy Kitchen.
That's a must.
And out on 321, we have
the taffy.
Yes, you can watch right through the window, the machine going round and round and round, and you can watch till you get dizzy.
That's true.
And then go in for a sample. Sometimes they'll bring it out to you.
Now, do you get dizzy before or after the moonshine tasting?
I'm not going to go there.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Pancakes. That was breakfast to die
There's
for.
always a big line at Pancake Pantry. So I went to Log Cabin Pancakes, which is on Scenic View, and had an excellent experience there. So they're all good. There's no bad pancakes in Gatlinburg.
Now, home cooking in the Smokies, folks. Make sure you come and check out the pancake place.
When I was 16 years old, I worked in the kitchen at the Pancake Pantry, the old one before it, the old one burned.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they
What did you
rebuilt.
do to burn it down?
You cannot cook. You're not allowed to go
They
there.
tried to teach me how to cook chicken, and I guess I got a little overdone.
Yeah, and then they had to replace the whole
had
restaurant.
to replace the whole restaurant.
No, you didn't really.
I didn't. Really didn't do that.
That was
But
the other guy.
it was a learning experience. I was the other guy.
Well, that just prepped you for your cooking show that you have right here on
prepped
Mountain
me
Fun.
for the cooking show.
If you haven't
And
seen
so
that, you should
far,
check that out.
we have not had a fire.
That is
We're in good
not,
shape.
That is not how you do blackened chicken.
Yes.
Or at least season it first before you burn the
No.
restaurant down.
Just keep Mountain Man away from open flames.
Oh, yes, definitely. He's no
Yes.
good around open flames.
Nice. And of course, our buddy Alex Stokes runs the comedy tours in Gatlinburg.
Yes,
And
that's a must visit. It's
Oh, Lord.
with him.
Make your face hurt.
Yes, exactly. Lots of great stuff. And Ripley's, you can't not visit something that says Ripley's on it when you're in Gatlinburg. Whether you start with the aquarium, which I think was rated #1 in America for something in one of the surveys, or believe it or not, and the other attractions that
There's quite a few that they have. And
Yeah.
they have a great program going on right now where you can become like a yearly member with them for a greatly reduced price.
Nice.
And you can take your whole family and get a year.
Yeah.
That's just the aquarium.
Yeah, not just the aquarium, but all the Ripley,
All the
Yeah, the whole
all their
family.
items together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you can
okay.
get like 4 or 5 locations.
Yeah.
They got the
That's
miniature
great.
golf. They got the
Yeah.
Believe It or
Okay. They
Nots.
got the
Yeah,
extras. I
they
see what
package
you're
it
saying.
all
My
together.
brother does that
Get the
every
whole
year.
package.
Takes him and his little boy, and they just
Yeah.
and they come up here 2 or 3 times a week and just have a ball.
Well, I'm all about Gatlinburg, absolutely. And then from the Peddler Steakhouse to every other delicious place, it's all good. All right, well, we spent that whole news segment talking just about Gatlinburg. So
Yes.
And ogle dogs. You must have an ogle dog.
Now we're all
We
hungry.
didn't even mention Ober Gatlinburg.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, we'll wrap up for this time, but we'll have more coming up in a little bit on Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life.
Parrot Mountain. This attraction has it all, whether you're 2 years old or 90 years young, with hundreds of beautiful tropical birds and thousands of flowers, plants, and trees. Folks who visited our park have said, "I've never seen this many birds in one place. This must be what the Garden of Eden was like. The most beautiful and peaceful place I have ever been. These gardens rival the best. The best value in the Smokies. You'll want to visit Parrot Mountain and Gardens. Call or visit us online. We'll see you there."
And one of the great things we can offer you on Mountain Fun Life is discounts on tickets to some of the fantastic attractions that are all throughout the Smoky Mountains and East Tennessee. Well, all you have to do is give a call to Mountain Fun Life's Best Deals at 865-978-1152, 865-978-1152, and save money when you and your family are visiting the Smokies. You're watching Mountain Fun Life. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy. Today we're talking to Bob Sisson, who you may see on and about different shows with Bob the Plumber, and also a new cooking show, which is Costas Cuisine.
Yes, that's my wife. So
Yeah,
I'm just on there as a guest.
you're the spice.
No. I'm
She's
just
the spice.
I'm trying. Yeah, she's a lot spicier than me. But anyway, just trying to get it going. So she'll be by herself most of the time.
Now, your background, you call yourself Bob the Plumber, or we call you Bob the Plumber. I mean, Obviously, you've got some experience in that field.
No, I don't have some experience.
How's
I
that
may be the, I better not say that. I'm a master plumber, been doing it for, that's
Yeah.
all I've done all
I
my
call that
life.
experience.
I call it, no, I would, if you just asked me, I would say I'm probably one of the best plumbers that ever lived, but God will decide that later. I used to wish that plumbing was in the Olympics,
Yeah.
because I've done things in plumbing that no one else has ever done.
Well, you know,
I
you're
think.
describing, I do in a comedy group, and we do a thing called Household Olympics, and everyone always wants us to do plumbing as the Olympic sport, whether it be plunging or declogging or whatever
Well,
it is we have to do. Yeah.
You know, the old cheap plunger. I had a contest I was doing at a church camp one
Yeah.
time where you would flip the plunger up, and if you
Sure.
could get it to do one revolution and stick, you got a point. If you did two,
Yeah, that's
and
like
it was
the
a
water bottle challenge the kids do. With
okay.
Yeah.
It was a great game, but they shut us down because plungers have a bad connotation in the kitchen. I didn't get it.
Well, if
But-
it's clean in the first place, if it's a start with a new one.
Well, it's just still they gave me a hard time. So
All right, so Bob, you've got your show, Bob the Plumber. You've got
Right.
the cooking show, but also let's talk about what your connection is to the Smoky Mountains. I mean, you've built countless cabins and buildings and
Well,
convention centers.
I've lived here for 20 years. My wife would know, but I've lived here a while, and you know, having a building background but no money,
Yeah.
it was difficult for me to break into the building deal. So, and I was doing plumbing for all these other guys, and they were making all kinds of money. And I'm sitting there going, these guys are not building very nice cabins. I could do a better job, but no one would let me play. And so finally, about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, I scraped up enough money, built my first cabin, and then, as they say, the rest is
Sure.
history. I've built like 30-something cabins. The last one I just completed, and I shouldn't say I, because if any of my friends watch this, they'll go nuts. But I was mainly working here, but I oversaw a cabin that burned down.
Oh, okay.
8,500 square feet, elevator, very nice.
I think there's a word besides cabin that would have to come into play there.
A lot of people, hotel,
Mansion,
whatever.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's the name, Mansion in the Sky.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's very nice, yes.
So, all right, obviously the fires were a major factor in Sevier County and the
Right.
Gatlinburg area.
Huge.
But, you know, sometimes with tragedy, you come back even stronger. Talk about building after rebuilding after
All
the
right.
fires.
Well, number one, this cabin was a piece of junk. I won't tell you who built it to start with, but if there'd have been any kind of earthquake, it might have fallen. So praise God it burned down. But because it was junky, we were underinsured on it because, you know,
Yeah.
we didn't really care. But so it was but we built it back, but it's very difficult building now because it's only been 2.5 years out, and everybody around here has made more money than they'd ever made in their life. So getting people to do stuff was very difficult. So shout out to Matthew Mahalik, who's a friend of mine, used to build cabins for me. And so he came in and got it done. Took a year to rebuild this small cabin, whereas before the big ones that I used to build, 10,400 and something square feet, I was building them in 6 months, but I wasn't busy doing all this.
Right.
So it takes a lot longer now. It costs a lot more
Well,
money.
the building code is more strict because
A
of the
little,
fires?
a little bit, not a whole lot, but
Okay.
a little bit. You had to have a sprinkler, but we put sprinklers in those others too.
Oh, all right.
So that's the big thing. And so it wasn't just that. It's that people are sorry, basically. And I hope Trump's not watching. But when they make a lot of money, it just makes them worse. And these things don't help any
You're getting
because
a call
people
right
are.
now.
Yeah, I know. But that's from that's one of my disciples from Peru.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got and that's a spiritual thing. But the
And
weakness.
that's what you talk about in the Bob the Plumber show.
Right. Well, the weakness of America is that nobody makes disciples. You know, I talked about that this morning. You know, the Lord Jesus said, therefore, go and make disciples, and nobody's doing it. And you wonder why America is collapsing. But that's what the other station, the IM TV thing's about. It's about calling Americans back to God. And not just to God, because that means you can go to church and you're fine, but really back to the Bible. Read your Bible every day. And that's what we're all about. That's really the genesis of all that we do. Began in Uganda in '91, and teaching people in Uganda the importance of reading the Bible. They'll actually listen, whereas Americans don't listen. Yeah, you can't hardly,
Yeah, we're
you can't
deafened by the noise.
you can't hardly get an American to play Bible Challenge, which is, by the way, how I originally met Bob Denny.
Oh, you
Play
did a show
on-
called Bible Challenge.
Yeah, on Mountain Fun Life. And I don't know when it was. He's sitting over and maybe he'll yell it out. But it was less than a year ago when we originally met. And of course, Mountain Fun Life was already going strong. Well, that was on Creative Christian Network. But anyway, we played Bible Challenge, we met, and then somehow Dr. Keys got involved and came in, and as they say, the rest is history, and history ongoing. So.
Right, so those are things you can find when you look up IMTV, where you'll find Bob
Right.
the Plumber,
Right.
Bob Sisson, and your wife's cooking show is on Mountain Fun Life.
Exactly, yes.
All right.
And she's just getting started. She's from Nicaragua.
Yeah. What's some of the stuff you've cooked so far?
Well, the first time we had Elizabeth on, and we did potato salad, really complicated stuff. And then the last one, we only done 2 shows. In the second show, we did beef stroganoff, which is something that I've been cooking a long time. I haven't cooked it in 10 years, but it was delicious. I finished.
Did it taste the way you remembered it?
Oh,
Did it taste right?
It was at least as good as I remember, but I ate the rest of it yesterday, so
all right.
I have to eat all the leftovers.
That's tough.
You don't want to waste the Lord's money, so
No, amen to
there
that.
you go.
All right. Well, Bob Sisson, you've got lots of opportunity here for us to see you and get out and help people enjoy their, if you're looking to rebuild or build a new cabin, an expert like you is exactly who we're looking for.
No, don't even think about calling me.
Oh, come on.
No numbers, no nothing, no. No, I'm over that. That's the 3rd cabin that's been my last cabin.
Oh, really?
There's more important things in the world than...
So the 3rd time you said, this is my last cabin,
Right.
but then you still made another one.
Well, I built the Gatlinburg Event Center. All right, I built 3 14-bedroom cabins. The first one was 108 foot long. And then the other 2, because we added an elevator, 112 foot long. They're massive, 32 foot deep, 3 stories.
Wow.
Pain in the butt. And we built those. And then the 3rd one of those, I'm over it, I'm not doing anymore. And then my partner, Earl Chronister, he comes up with a brilliant idea to build out. I want to choke him. So he wants to choke himself right now, man. This is getting old. But then we built the Gatlinburg Event Center, which is a beautiful place to go get married.
All right.
And we're going to be promoting that some here on Mountain Fun Life. And then the fires came, and we lost 2 cabins. And
So you had to rebuild those.
Well, no, just one of them. The other one was overlooking, it was in downtown Gatlinburg, overlooking beautiful McCarter lumber. Yeah. And so he doesn't want to build it back, thank you, Lord. Oh. But so anyway, we just finished this one, so I'm retired for and I don't like that word, that's not a Bible word, but I'm quitting for the 3rd time.
All right. Because
anyway.
you're on a new mission.
Right, yeah. I'm all my life I wanted to play on God's field, something God's doing.
Yeah.
And that's what IMTV and by extension Mountain Fun Life. It's something God's doing. And so it's very exciting to be a part of anything God does.
All right. Bob the Plumber, Bob Sisson, thank you very much for visiting
Thank
with
you,
us.
man.
Appreciate
Praise
it.
the Lord.
Amen.
Good to see you.
You're watching Morning in the Mountains, and here I am on set of one of our cooking shows with Leo and Bob. And you guys don't want to miss this. We're here every afternoon cooking up something absolutely delicious. It smells so good my mouth is watering. And be sure to come and watch us. Here's a clip from one of our shows.
And if you're a bologna lover, smoked bologna is a game changer. It will make your day. As a matter of fact, guys, we sell this so much, we run out every single week. So you got to come on by the cafe and get you a sandwich today. Now, what we're going to do first, guys, is we start out with our smoked bologna. Now, of course, we smoke this bologna ourselves. We do a 6-hour smoke. We do 3 hours of cold smoke, and then we do a 3-hour hot smoke. So that way we get a really good infused smoky flavor. We do a 10-pound loaf at a time, not by the slice. We don't slice it till it's all done. That way it's really good, all infused with smoke, and it just works and melts in your mouth. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take a pan. We kind of butter that pan up and get it really nice and greasy like that. Throw that on there. Ooh, listen to that sizzle. Now, while that's going, what we can do also, guys, is we take our sauteed onions. We're going to throw those in there, just sliced onions. You want to slice those really thin. The thinner, the better. You don't want it too much flavor, but just enough to give that bologna just the right amount of flavor. So We're going to let that simmer, and while
You're watching Mountain Fun Life. My name is Brad Lovett, and we're continuing a very interesting conversation with Robert Ownby, who is a best-selling author, and all about the history of some of the prominent families, both which he is a part of in the Smoky Mountains and Sevier County specifically.
Yes.
And you have two books, and the one we're looking at right now is the latest one. Let's hold it up to the camera. And how did you get interested in doing this whole genealogy? That's very popular these days. A lot of folks are doing that. But since you have very historic families, how did you get interested in writing about that?
Well, Brad, the problem that I had is I could not find any information. I thought, are they so secretive that what's going on here that I can't find any information on my family heritage? And so I kept looking and looking and looking. I'd go to genealogical sites looking family. You know, family Bibles usually have information. I looked at my mother's old family Bible on the Ogle side. And, of course, she had Marion into, my dad was an Ownby, so Marion into the Ownby family. She had some of the genealogy and information on that. So I thought to myself, where can I go? It only went just a few generations back to maybe the first Ownby, John Ownby, that came across the ocean from Scottish Highlands to, of course, up in, I think, I don't know whether it was New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey, somewhere up in that area where they landed, and migrated through Virginia, then on down to the Carolinas, and some went on to Georgia and then backtracked up to Tennessee. And it was an interesting journey, and it was kind of like doing detective work. So when I began to trace the lineage back, it's just like it would only go to the United States back 18th century, something like that, 1800s, I mean. I go back to the 1819, and then early 1900s. And I thought, why can't I get any traction tracing this on? So I got to searching online over into the British archives, Scottish archives, and found a lot of valuable information. So I traced it all the way back on both sides, the Ownbys and the Ogles, as far as I possibly could to where that there was anyone that I could find say like a court record where they bought property, or a marriage license, something like that, to where the surname Ownby was just mentioned anywhere in any of those records. So by doing that, I decided to change tactics again. Most genealogists, genealogical tables, people will begin like me. And you go back to your dad,
Sure.
go back to your granddad, and you go back that direction with the genealogical table from present to the past. So what I decided to do is, hey, I'm going to do like a detective. I want to go to the source. The first time that I can find this surname mentioned, where did it come from? And of course, there are a lot of, there's no way to definitely nail that down, at least as far as the Ogles and the Ownbys that I can find. I document 2 or 3 different ways that the name may have come about, because back then they were simply called John, George,
Sure.
Bill, and they didn't have Levitt and Ownby, and that might be an interesting study in itself. But anyway, to trace that, I decided to do the detective work and trace it back, but began in the book by going back as far as I could. I first list the genealogical table in general, but then I go back and begin my detective work. This is the first time and place, as far as records show, that this particular surname is mentioned.
And that was about what year?
That was back to 1300, 1400. I trace it all the way back to, and then I even do a little detective work on further back to see what clans, say for instance on the Ombie side, what clans moved into the Scottish Highlands before there was even a surname. So by doing that, you talk about becoming an exciting adventure as to the clans who came from, say, the Middle East. Now, on the Ombie side, they came from the Middle East. And the document of Abroth, which dates, I forget, 1400s, I believe it is. I'd have to look in the book again. The document states that our ancestors settled in this area, and they were trying to get the Romans to leave them alone. Said, we've never been defeated here, and you're not going to defeat us either. We are not going anywhere. So when I found that document, they gave their own testimony. Now, I don't know whether it was just legend, their legend, or what, but it was. I made it a part of the historical genealogy. That this document documented that they confessed and professed that they're the ones who came through the Red Sea.
Very interesting.
Meaning the Israelites. So, hey, that was very interesting. But, you know, we've done going to run out of time again, Brad. That time flies when you're having fun.
It certainly does. And we will continue this conversation because I certainly have a lot more that we want to learn.
Yes.
And you're watching Mountain Fun Life.
Parrot Mountain. This attraction has it all, whether you're 2 years old or 90 years young, with hundreds of beautiful tropical birds and thousands of flowers, plants, and trees. Folks who visited our park have said, I've never seen this many birds in one place. This must be what the Garden of Eden was like, the most beautiful and peaceful place I have ever been. These gardens rival the best value in the Smokies. You'll want to visit Parrot Mountain and Gardens. Call or visit us online. We'll see you there.
And one of the great things we can offer you on Mountain Fun Life is discounts on tickets to some of the fantastic attractions that are all throughout the Smoky Mountains and East Tennessee. Well, all you have to do is give a call to Mountain Fun Life's Best Deals at 865-978-1152, 865-978-1152, and save money when you and your family are visiting the Smokies.
We're here on our very first shoot here at Mountain Fun Life. We are actually in our brand new Hummer right here. We're so excited to show you guys. It's not gonna look like this. We're gonna have our faces on it, so it's gonna look a lot prettier than this. But yes, here's our big old Hummer. So if y'all see it driving around town with our faces on it, you give us a honk and let us know that you saw us, alright?
Honk if you see Savannah and Kira.
Well, summer has begun here in the Smoky Mountains, and that means all kinds of fun activities and what kind of weather to watch out for. Now, the most frequently asked question that I have seen when I've looked at some of the Facebook groups and working in tourism in my past several years is, it's going to rain. I looked at my weather app and they say it's going to rain. Well, what happens then? I'm going to look at this weather app and I see rain every day. Well, so what? Usually we don't have rainouts. We don't have full days of rain. So if you're asking, should I cancel my vacation? Well, why would you do that? Even if you have a rainy day, there's still plenty to do in the Smoky Mountains. Now, there is rafting. Can you raft in the rain? Why not? You're going to get wet anyway, so why not raft in the rain? Now, if there's a storm, they will temporarily close you out so they don't start trips if there is storms. But just plain rain, have a great time rafting. And of course, a lot of indoor activities as well. If you have a hot day, it's time to go see a movie. The Ford Cinemas, Ripley's Aquarium indoors, a Titanic Museum, just so much to do inside. And Dollywood, you can always duck into a show or a restaurant. So there's no shortage of things to do both inside and outside. But of course, it is a very special day, even if it's raining in the Smoky Mountains, because you still can see the fog and that smoke coming up from the mountains. And we call them smoky for a reason. And things to watch out for, sometimes if it becomes heavy rain, then there may be some ponding on the roads, but that's never much of a problem. And be sure, of course, to take your weather app in case there are any last-minute changes, any storms coming through. That's pretty typical. Temperatures in the 80s pretty much every day for the next 10 days. We'll be in the 80s with a chance of rain pretty much every day, but it's not going to be an all-day rain typically. It's going to be a wonderful day to be in the Smoky Mountains. And that's a look at your weather. I'm Brad Lovett.
Thank you for watching Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Frank Murphy here with Robert Ownby, Jim Johnson, and Brad Lovett. Brad, we're doing so well so far today. Let's take another look at Smoky's news and information.
And here's what you need to know in the Smoky Mountains today. A way to give back to the Smoky Mountains, specifically to Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Now, starting this weekend, you'll have a chance to give back in what they call Smoky's Service Days. And that begins this weekend. And what you can do is help complete much needed work across the park. Now, of course, they do have park staff, but we need volunteers as well to help with this. Now, park staff will lead these single-day volunteer opportunities. They're ideal for people of all ages interested in learning more about the park through hands-on service.
So get in there on and help clean up garbage or help do all the whatever they need.
Whatever they need. That's individuals, families, groups. Get your church groups together. Get your youth group together.
A
or
lot
your Boy
of
Scouts.
a lot of schools and church groups offer service hours. That might be an excellent opportunity.
And that would be a good thing to do. And you can sign up for any of the scheduled service projects that interest you, including unique opportunities to help care for the park campgrounds, native plant gardens, a variety of natural and cultural resources. It's really unbelievable, the resources in the national park. Animals, birds.
Not just this Saturday, also.
It'll be going on through October 6th. So if you have a fall vacation planned, you can come and help. They're going to start this weekend with the Cosby Campground cleanup, also the Chimneys Picnic Area cleanup, and the Elkmont Campground cleanup on July 27th. And they'll be cleaning up the horse trail. So
I'm not volunteering.
I'm not volunteering.
Someone else can clean up the horse trail.
So we should do a live event out there and see if we can get some of our viewers to come out and help us.
If you need fertilizer for your garden,
should do that.
That's
clean up the horse
fine,
trail.
yes.
I'm not doing that one.
I don't want to do those really.
Now, in September, and September is always a good month to be here in the Smoky Mountains because school is back in session and the fall colors haven't quite started, but it's a good time to be here. The Kundalufti, I can say that, Visitor Center flower bed maintenance on September 14th. They'll be cleaning up the Sugarlands Visitor Center, the non-native honeysuckle removal, and the Daisy Clown Elkmont cleanup on October 5th. So whenever you have a vacation plan, why not plan some service hours?
I think Daisy Clown used to be my radio name.
Very good.
It was all
very
A long
good.
time ago.
There's a story there.
There is.
There you go. Now, from the big park, go to a very small park now, a park you may not have visited yet in Knoxville, and it's named after a duo that had roots in Knoxville, the Everly Brothers.
Oh, thanks, Casey.
I am Casey, man, you're not.
The Everly Brothers, of course, went to West High School in Knoxville, and this pocket park is what it's called. It's really about the size of our studio. It's a small little piece of ground, but it's got that nice memorial to the Everly Brothers, and a great way to recognize their role in music history, which is interrelated with the Smoky Mountains and East Tennessee.
It's very interrelated because Boodle and Felice Bryant, some good friends of mine who are deceased now, rest their souls, they wrote some terrific music. They wrote most of the music for the Everly Brothers, some of the greatest hits, and of course, who wrote Rocky Top?
So the Everly Brothers missed out by not recording Rocky Top.
They did. They missed out.
The #1 sports song in college, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely. Says our
It
sports
is.
expert, Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. We'll have more coming up on Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun. And one of the great things we can offer you on Mountain Fun Life is discounts on tickets to some of the fantastic attractions that are all throughout the Smoky Mountains and East Tennessee. Well, all you have to do is give a call to Mountain Fun Life's Best Deals at 865-978-1152, 865-978-1152, and save money when you and your family are visiting the Smokies. This is Mountain Fun Life. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy, and we are all about everything that's going on in the Smoky Mountains, out and about all the fun that you can have. And joining us right now is Savannah, part of our Mountain Fun Life family, who will actually spend very little time here in the studio with us, but you'll be out there experiencing it firsthand. So, Savannah, what's one of your favorite things to do in the Smokies?
I'd say my favorite thing to do here is probably hiking.
Yeah.
There's endless adventures out there. So
which is probably the cheapest thing you can do. Absolutely free.
Yeah, hiking definitely.
All right, so if you're going to give us an insider tip, because you've grown up around here,
Yes.
where is a place for a beginner hiker to go and not be too strenuous, but fall in love with it?
Beginner hike, I'm going to say Grotto Falls. I think it's about a 4-mile round trip maybe. My family does it every year.
Yeah.
So I know that place like the back of my hand.
And it's got waterfalls, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's very pretty. It's very worth it.
And how do you access that? From the Gatlinburg side, from the Townsend side?
I believe it's from the Gatlinburg side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, you also, Savannah, love to get out there and do any, I mean, I don't think ziplining is an extreme sport, but you're snowboarding, you're ziplining, you're doing all of that. Tell us a little bit about your love of those things.
Okay, so I've grown up here all my life, so obviously I've done everything around here.
Yeah.
Growing up here makes you adventurous, so you've got to do everything that's out there. I snowboard in the winter times up at Ober, and then in the summertime.
And you've got no broken bones?
No broken bones.
Well, what do you wear, a helmet? And
I don't even wear a helmet, but you all should wear a helmet.
Oh. So from now on, Savannah wears a helmet, all right.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that.
You're on TV now, you have to wear a helmet,
yes,
you have to protect the money.
Of course,
all
yes.
Right. All right, so but tell me about snowboarding a little bit.
So up at Ober, they have about, I think, 10 trails, different trails to go down. I've been snowboarding since I was, I believe, 10 or so.
Yeah.
My parents got me into it. My sister got me into it. She actually taught up there at Ober as an instructor. So, of course.
So you like that better than skiing?
Yes, yeah. I did start off skiing, but I had to switch over to snowboarding because I had to do something new. But
all right.
I love it. I love doing it. I really encourage everybody else to do it.
And we also know that, like, we both have a love of zip lines. Before we went on the air today, we were talking about, do you ever zip line upside down? And we're both like, yes. Which sounds crazy, but it's actually so much fun because you just lay back. And,
yes, exactly.
So tell us about zip lining.
So I started zip lining. I think the first time I zip lined, I was maybe very young, maybe 6 or so. But of course, I went with a guide. But I mean, there's a bunch of zip lines around here, so. Of course, you got to do them all. And just recently, I went up to Anakeesa and ziplined.
That's relatively new.
Yeah, they have 3 lines. They have this thing called a true blue, and it's where you jump off a ledge and just go straight down. It's pretty cool.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it like just reclines you down. It's nothing too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's describe though that opportunity when they say, okay, now if you're comfortable and you want to zip line upside down, here's how to do it.
Yeah.
Because you're hanging on
yeah.
to the clip, but at some point, if you're comfortable enough, you just let go.
Yeah.
You lay back, and then you grab the clip with your ankles, right, and you're ziplining it upside down until what time you figure, all right, I probably should turn back up.
Yeah.
And it's surprisingly easy to just shift your weight and get back up right.
Oh, yeah. That might sound absolutely so scary to anyone else.
It's extreme.
Yeah, you gotta be extreme, but yeah, you're safe, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so when you're out and about reporting for Mountain Fun Life, let's talk about some of the stories that you're looking forward to covering or the types of events you're looking forward to covering. Because when we say, here's Savannah, where might we find you?
So we're going to be covering over local places that are well known here. So like Dollywood, new places that just opened, maybe like the new Inquiry Museum, places like that. Just new places. We're just going to interview the people there, let you know a little bit about each place, just to give everybody information about if they want to visit there or not.
And that's the point of Mountain Fun Life. It helps you decide what you want to do in the Smoky Mountains. You know, Savannah will be our tour guide, as will all of us here on the channel, to go out and say, okay, well, how's that new dinner show that Dolly's got with the Pirates? How's the Lumberjacks? How's the Stampede, you know, which has been around for a while but has rebranded a little bit, and all of the other fun stuff that you can do, whether it be Ripley's or, you know, the dinner shows, or more likely with Savannah, the outdoor adventure.
Yeah. Yep.
So how about on the water? I mean, I can see you getting out on the lake too.
Haven't been much on the lake lately because.
Well, you will for this show, I think.
I hope for this show. I mean, they can take me out on the lake if they want to. But yeah, I mean, I've waterboarded on the lake before, which is pretty fun. Rode jet skis like crazy. My family used to own 2 jet skis. Had my mom fly me off a jet ski 1,000,000 times.
Nice.
So.
There you go. We're talking about the fun in Mountain Fun Life, because obviously you've got all of that opportunity here in the Smoky Mountains, whether you want to go hiking in the park or just have a picnic and relax. So your family has a lot of experience in the Smokies. Tell us about some of your other favorite memories of just that time off and that bonding time.
I'd say probably my favorite memory about the Smokies that I know of is my grandparents used to live down here, and actually all of my cousins, all of my family, they would always come down to Pigeon Forge, and we'd have like a family reunion down here.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, so after church we would always go to Metcalf Bottoms and have a picnic out there, and those are just some of the memories that I always remember, just because it's like I've grown up in these mountains out here. So.
Well, that's the great thing about the Smoky Mountains, is you really can stretch your vacation dollar because of all the free, wonderful activities you can do inside the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, whether you want to go to Kate's Cove or, like you said, head over to Grotto Falls, or just anything you want to do there to see wildlife. And I've got so many friends who are fantastic wildlife photographers, and the pictures they're posting of owls and bears from a safe distance. You know, we probably have to do a segment on how to keep yourself a safe distance from bears, and don't get them aggravated, and don't feed them, that kind of stuff. But also to the nightlife. Now, I know you've got a little bit of knowledge as well about all of the fun music and shows going on up and down Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge at the different distilleries are turning into great entertainment venues, aren't they? Yes,
yeah. So I actually work at Old Smoky at the Island. We have 3 locations. We have 2 in Gatlinburg and 1 in Pigeon Forge. The one at the Island is the one I work at.
You're doing concerts there?
Yes, we do concerts almost every night, mostly every Wednesdays and stuff like that. We just had a big concert. It was the band Perry. It was a great turnout. There were so many people there. It was crazy. I had to work that night, so it's kind of hectic, but it was very fun to see the turnout.
Excellent, excellent. And that's another fun thing, of course, you can do, you know, whether you have a hotel or a cabin, there's nightlife, there's day life, there's activities, and all the fun tourist attractions. We'll probably, like you said, send you off to Titanic, send you off to National Enquirer, Ripley's, you know, this, I mean, really, seriously, we'll never run out.
I know, there's so many things to do here, so you will not get enough of me.
All right, Savannah, so thanks so much, and we're happy to be having you here on Mountain Fun Life. We'll look forward to seeing you out and about for us. All right. And there you have it, another episode of Morning in the Mountains on the Mountain Fun Life channel. Thanks, guys, for another fun time. Appreciate you.
Yes, very welcome.
Another great show.
All right. For Brad Lovett, Jim Johnson, Robert Owenby, I'm Frank Murphy. Thank you for watching.